Our next topic is parallel computing. So, what is parallel computing? Parallel computing refers to the process of breaking down larger problem into smaller, independent, and similar part that can be executed simultaneously by the multiple processor communicating via shared memory, the result of which are combined upon completion as a part of an overall algorithm. The primary goal of parallel computing is to increase available computations power for faster application, processing, and problem solving. There are generally four types of parallel computing, and we will discuss one by one. First one is a bit level parallelism. Increase processor word size, which reduce the quantity of instructions the processor must execute in order to perform an operation on variable greater than the length of the word. In instructions level parallelism, the hardware approach works upon dynamic parallelism in which the processor decides at runtime which instructions to execute in parallel. The software approach works upon static parallelism in which the compiler decides which instructions to be executed in parallel. In the case of task parallelism, a form of parallelizations of computer code across multiple processors that runs several different tasks at the same time on the same data. And in the superword level parallelism, a vectorizations technique that can exploit parallelism of inline code. So these are all the things about the parallel computation we will discuss in the previous lecture. Now, what are parallel applications and what are the classifications of parallel applications? So first one is a fine-grained parallelism. In fine-grained parallelism, subtasks will communicate several times per second with each other. In coarse-grained parallelism, subtasks do not communicate several times per second. And in embarrassing parallelism, in which subtasks rarely or never communicate. So, if in parallel processing, if suppose that we have a two processors running simultaneously, so these are the categorizations on the basis of how many times these subtasks will communicate with each other on a per second. So in fine grained communication several times, in coarse grained parallelism means do not communicate several times, or we can say that sometimes they can communicate. And embarrassing parallelism, subtasks rarely or never communicate. So these are the part of parallel computations. Now we will see what is distributed computing. So a single problem is divided into many parts and each part is solved by different computer. As long as the computers are networked, they can communicate with each other to solve the problem. If done properly, the computer performs like a single entity. The computers that are in a distributed system can be physically close together and connected by a local network, or they can be geographical distance and connected by a wide area network. A distributed system can consist of any number of possible configurations such as a mainframe, personal computer, workstations, mini computer, and so on. The goal of distributed computing is to make such a network work as a single computer. Now we will see what is the scalability and redundancy. These are the two important words which are asked often. So first one is scalability. So scalability means a system can easily be expanded by adding more machine as needed. And redundancy means several machines can provide the same services. So if one is unavailable, work does not stop. Additionally, because many smaller machines can be used, this redundancy does not need be prohibitively expensive. On-demand self-services. So in on-demand self-services, the cloud computation service does not require any human administrations. Users themselves are able to provision, monitor, and manage computation resource as needed. Broad network access. So broad network access, the computation services are generally provided over standard network and heterogeneous services. In rapid elasticity, the computation services should have IT resources that are able to scale out and in quickly and on as needed basis. Whenever the user requires services, it is provided to him and it is scalable out as soon as its requirements get over. Next one is the resource pooling. What is the meaning of resource pooling? So IT resource like as the network services, network server, storage, applications and services. So the IT resource present are shared across multiple applications and occupant in a uncommitted manner. Multiple clients are provided service from a same physical resource. Measured services. The resource utilization is tracked for each application and occupant. It will provide both the user and the resource provider with an account of what has been used. This is done for various reasons like as the monitoring, billing and effective use of resource. Now, what is cloud elasticity and cloud scalability? A basic difference between elasticity and scalability. So, elasticity is the ability to grow or shrink infrastructure resource dynamically as needed to adopt the workload change in an automatic manner, maximizing the resource or maximizing the use of resource. But in the case of cloud scalability, we need an ability to increase workload size within existing infrastructure. Means we cannot change the infrastructure, we cannot add more machine, more hardware or software. But in the case of elasticity, we can add more hardware or software or we can delete hardware or software. Means we can increase or shrink, means increase or decrease in case of elasticity. But in the case of scalability, it have the ability to increase workload size within existing infrastructure. Means we cannot manipulate the infrastructure, we cannot manipulate hardware, we cannot manipulate software without impacting performance. So these are the two differences between the cloud elasticity and cloud scalability. So in this lecture, what we will see, what we have studies. So first thing is what is the cloud? What are different types of cloud like as a public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and information as a services, software as a services, platform as a services. What are the advantages of cloud, disadvantages of cloud? What is parallel processing? What is distributed system? What are the role of parallel computing? What are the role of distributed systems? So all the things we have studied in our first unit.